Western forces often attack vessels attempting to illegally transfer weapons from Iran to Yemen. These troops have confiscated a significant number of weaponry, ammo, and explosives in recent years. According to a military official, here's what may happen to this armament if it's captured. In recent years, Western troops have routinely intercepted vessels attempting to transfer weapons illegally from Iran to Yemen, collecting a significant number of weaponry and explosive material intended for a terrible proxy conflict. During the previous 2 months, U.S. and partner troops have recovered almost 5,000 weapons, 1.6 million rounds of ammunition, 7,000 rocket fuses, 23 anti-tank guided missiles, and hundreds of kg of rocket-propelled grenade propellant. These operations often target small fishing boats traveling along maritime routes that have historically been used to transport weapons from Iran to Houthi rebels, in violation of a United Nations arms embargo. The Iran-backed Houthis have been fighting Yemen's internationally recognized government, which is backed by a Saudi-led coalition, for years. So what happens to all of this lethal equipment after it is apprehended in Middle Eastern waters? It ultimately relies on a few circumstances, according to CMDR Tim Hawkins, a public affairs officer with the U.S. Naval Forces Central Command. Considerations include how an interception occurred, what the military discovered, how the weapons were taken, any legal consequences, and the commander's choice on how to continue the operation. A lot of considerations are taken. In many cases, seized weapons are transferred by U.S. naval forces to a third party, whether that is another country, or another U.S. government entity or U.S. military organization, because our focus is on maintaining close vigilance in order to detect and disrupt destabilizing activity in the form of weapons. Or really, illicit cargo smuggling, Hawkins said. Hawkins provided 2 particular cases from 2022 in which armament was confiscated but ended up in 2 distinct locations. In one occasion, American soldiers seized dual-use chemical fertilizer, which may be used for both agricultural and explosive purposes. Following the interception, American troops deliver the vessel, crew, and cargo to Yemeni authorities, who could then select next measures and how to continue with the fertilizer. It was in contrast to the subsequent seizure of a significant amount of ammonium perchlorate by American forces later in the year. Hawkins noted that such a large quantity of this substance posed a significant risk to the boarding crew, smugglers, and merchant trade. As a result, the Americans decided to just destroy the material at sea. There have also been occasions in which U.S. soldiers captured assault guns and ammunition, which were subsequently delivered onshore to a third party, such as a U.S. agency, a Department of Defense institution, or another country, to be destroyed. Then there are occasions where complex weapons components, such as various types of rockets or missiles, require additional forensic study in a lab by the U.S. government or another organization. A lot of considerations are taken, and a lot of criteria are examined when decision-makers are deciding what to do with confiscated illicit firearms, he explained. Seizures of weapons have escalated throughout the years. The U.S. military is currently contemplating providing Ukraine a considerable amount of armament captured in recent operations, according to the Wall Street Journal, citing American and European sources. If this happens, Iran's role in Russia's year-long conflict would grow, although unintentionally. Iran has supplied Russia with explosive suicide drones, which are being deployed to intimidate Ukrainian communities and destroy crucial infrastructure. When asked about this possibility, Hawkins stated that it would be inappropriate to speculate on any probable factors. These weapons are still present in the area. U.S. Central Command has revealed many interceptions of Iranian-made weapons heading for Yemen carried out in recent months by American and partner forces. Earlier in 2022, the United Kingdom's Navy troops seized surface-to-air missiles and cruise missile rocket engines. American soldiers recovered 70 tons of ammonium perchlorate, which is used to fuel ballistic missiles, in November. Almost 2,100 AK-47 assault weapons were captured by American soldiers at the beginning of January. French special forces have captured nearly 3,000 assault rifles, 578,000 rounds of ammo, and 23 modern anti-tank guided missiles. According to the U.S. military, various illicit cargo interdictions have prevented nearly 5,000 guns and 1.6 million rounds of ammunition from reaching Yemen in the last 2 months alone. They have also coincided with significant Western messages, such as the European Union's attempt to identify Iran's Revolutionary Guards as a terrorist group, as well as large-scale military exercises involving the United States and Israel. Middle East and Iran specialists have told Insider that the frequent raids are part of a coordinated attempt to put pressure on Iran in order to resurrect the landmark 2015 nuclear agreement and reduce the country's harmful influence in the region. These latest marine incursions are part of a developing trend in which the number of intercepts has climbed in recent years. CENTCOM reported it seized 9,000 weapons en route to Yemen in 2021, a 200% increase over what it captured in 2020. I wouldn't say the increase has occurred in the previous 2 months. I believe the increase has occurred in the previous 2 years, Hawkins explained. NAVCENT's resources, including his people and equipment, are increasingly focused on detecting and stopping any disruptive maritime action. This is especially true with weapons smuggling, which he describes as having a bad influence on the region.